The turbulence hit harder than she expected. The private jet shook, the metal groaning under the pressure, and she gripped the nearest bar, heart racing as the world outside seemed to teeter on the brink of chaos. She had flown thousands of miles to perform, to sell a piece of herself. Nothing new about that, except tonight the air felt thick, and her nerves felt raw, unhinged, like something was coming. Her thoughts circled like the storm outside, settling on the familiar face of the client she knew was waiting for her. She had been with him before. Too many times, actually. There was a comfort in the routine, the way he always knew what to say, how to make her feel in control even when, sometimes, she wasn't. When they landed, the familiar casino lights blinded her for a moment. The clinking of glasses and the hum of people mixing with the low beat of the house music. He was there, waiting at the back of the velvet ropes like some dark prince. The power he had over her was undeniable, yet she hated it. She hated the way she felt drawn to him, even when she knew it was wrong, knew it was something she never, ever wanted to feel. She took the job anyway. She always did. His eyes locked onto hers the moment she stepped behind the ropes. His smile sent a chill down her spine, for she saw a glint of something darker behind his eyes.
I want more tonight. 2 hours.
She raised an eyebrow. You know the price. A flicker of anger flashed in his eyes, but he masked it with a smile.
You don't get to decide what I pay for.
He stepped closer, too close, the scent of his cologne filling her lungs. The anticipation of danger and sex and longing was heavy in the air. You want 2 hours, cash up front, you know the rules. Her fingers trembled and her mind raced. She wanted to back out. She knew something was off, but she couldn't back down, not now. She would never let him see her fear, even though her insides screamed to run. He reached into his coat, pulling out a knife. The flash of metal reflected in the dim light, and for a moment, time seemed to slow. She felt the weight of it. The power he had over her, and the helplessness she couldn't shake.
I'll pay what I think 2 hours is worth.
The knife hovering dangerously close. Fear twisted in her gut, but the tension in the room thickened, pulling her into the moment. She had to stay in control. You'll pay the rate, or this doesn't happen. Her voice was steady, even though her heart threatened to break free of her chest. He moved fast. Her back hit the wall with a dull thud, the knife dragging down between her breasts. Not slicing, just trailing, threatening. His eyes never left hers, not even as he shoved her leg open with his knee, pressed his body into hers like he could crawl inside her skin. She didn't flinch. She wouldn't give him that. But her body betrayed her instantly. He pressed his palm between her thighs, fingers finding the heat there. She gasped. Her head tilted back as his fingers slid over her clit, slow, then harder, then inside. 1, then 2, curling. She moaned, breath catching as her hips rocked without her permission.
Still wet. Still mine.
Her teeth clenched, her breath shook. She wanted to slap him, to pull away, but her hands clung to his jacket like she needed something to hold her up. Her thighs trembled as his thumbs circled, his fingers thrust deep and deliberate, working her like he knew every dark place she'd try to hide from him. She ground against him once, just once, before her hands found his wrist and shoved him back hard. No, eyes sharp, jaw tight. You don't get to take control. She stepped back, chest rising fast, and adjusted her dress with shaking hands. Her body was aching, her clit still pulsing, but her voice didn't falter. Not tonight. You know what you need to do to make this happen. Cash up front. She turned away from him, her voice low and steady as she motioned to the security guard standing just outside the door. Get in here if you don't want me dead tonight. Her eyes never leaving the man in front of her. The guard stepped in, and she knew she had to keep it together. Her body ached for him, wet and furious. But this was still her game to lose if she weren't careful. She knew she'd be leaving this room without losing herself. At least, for now.